Hello guys, Bobo and Borko here from the Bulgarian Buckler Invasion. This is gonna be our first video in which we're gonna look at some of our training. And this specifically is a training session from last Monday, which is specifically focused on just sparring by the rules of Žilinský Kumšt, the first stop of our campaign.
Yep.
If you think about it. And me and Borko are gonna go through it and try to give you an idea of how this rule set specifically affects our fencing with sword and buckler. The small mistake we did with assuming the rule set is gonna be a very specific one. And we can just watch some fencing and see if anything looks different from, or we felt anything different from how we normally did. I'll just put some of the actions here so it goes on, and I'll just explain the rules while we do. How the way we're judging here is we are assuming that in general, first hit has priority, there is no after blow. And if a simultaneous hit happens, sometimes one person has priority and the other person doesn't. What are the specific requirements are described, the one that we tried to follow are described in the famous rule set, because Žilinský Kumšt is a Slovakian event. And we're trying to follow those rules, so everything is 1 point. For example, in this exchange, Rado parried and managed to deliver a thrust. Nothing came, and even if it did, Rado landed first, so it's 1 point for him. Oh yeah, we have a gear stop. And let's see how it ends. There was a slight hit to the
hand snipe, yeah.
I think I jumped way too forward.
Yep.
That was the previous one, and this is I think this was this one. Okay, this exchange. There are a number of parries. You manage to catch him on the hand, you get out. A lot of the exchanges, a lot of the exchanges didn't have priority in them, just whoever hit first won.
Yeah,
this
it's just a habit that immediately after a hit, I'm either trying to go backwards or put my sword into a defensive position. But anyway, it won't hurt to do it in
any rule set, really.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, this one was pretty clear. I think we should arrive at one with priority to make it interesting. Generally, whatever happens here, which is hit is delivered, someone makes a parry, someone delivers a hit, even if there is an after blow, it's not counted. So it's just 1 point for whoever delivers the first blow. Here, for example, you managed to hit him low, and
I think it reached
legs, and then you parried with your buckler, parried the thrust. So it's a clean hit. In any rule set, this would be a point. In this case, they're ignoring the after blow, but you parried it, so it makes judging easier. That's why when people say, people stop bothering parrying the next blow, they don't. Not from what I've seen in such rule sets. A similar one. You cut low, you parry high. Why did you parry if you know you're gonna hit?
It's just a healthy habit.
Exactly, and yeah.
Maybe I managed.
I think that was a near simultaneous. So you begin your attack first. Arado is upwards, and then he changes direction, and then maybe he gets you on the shoulder. So you should have priority here because you were the you clearly started your attack first, and Rado should have dealt with this.
Yep.
Instead of just ignoring it. He's not even trying to parry it with his buckler or any way else. And he just dipped the sword down, and then maybe he got you.
Yeah, maybe at the exiting with the slice from the other side.
So we thought that this is gonna be ruled by priority. In this case, it would be 1 point to Borko because he had priority. And this is why I'm not sure what Ted was explaining. I think there were a couple of mistakes, of course, with judging on the spot. We just needed someone to judge. It wasn't that important if the calls were perfectly made. And we're explaining a lot of...
Yeah, we're mansplaining here a bit.
Yeah, okay. We're getting to the fencing.
Did I catch the fence?
Yeah, it was a clean one, I think. Yes, we are also assuming that very light quality is gonna be required because this is typical for the region. So I think that they're likely to call that as a valid hit, although we may not call it a valid hit in our tournament.
I'm pretty sure in our rule set it won't be called.
As you can see, most of the changes go fast and most of them are clean. I think this was a double.
I think
according to Radu, this is a true simultaneous. So in any case, some of the blows are gonna be true simultaneous and nothing is gonna be called. No, actually, everyone will receive 1 point each.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're ahead on points, you're pushing the score to the final.
Yeah.
If you're behind on points, a double is actually bad for you. So when they say, oh, you can just double, no, actually, at the moment you're put and you're behind, a double just gets your opponent closer to victory. Even though while they're taking the same distance between you two.
It's a nasty strategy.
Well, the rule set requires it, but basically, if you're up ahead, then you are encouraged because a double is gonna push the score. But you're gonna be better off with a clean hit anyway. Okay, this was, I think, an interesting example. So, Tedo lifts his sword up and launches forward. And I think he got her, he gets her on the forearm. She hits him afterwards. I'm not sure if it's very clean, but she hits him. So this is clearly priority for Tedo.
Yep, at the time he launched his attack, she was preparing hers by pulling the sword backwards.
Yeah, this one was, for example, relatively light. I'm not sure if there was or maybe we scored the second hit. She parried above. She missed the thrust and then delivered the light hit to the leg because he stopped and didn't do anything.
Yeah, this is something that we should have in mind as well. Not waiting for the judge to say halt, but continue until we hear his call.
Now, sometimes, I think that was thrust to the arm, maybe. No, I'm not sure I saw anything. Sometimes the judges, sometimes if you don't make a pause after you deliver a hit and you just continue, the judges who might suspect they've seen a hit might stop and let you continue. While if you make a small pause, they might say, oh, I saw something, halt.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes it's not a bad idea to actually halt.
Yeah,
don't stop fighting. Just make a small pause. Just like move out of distance or make a small pause and.
This was the thing I was going to mention, that if you think that something landed before stopping, you should be ready to counter or go back, but not too soon before the hold.
Oh, okay. This is our match now.
Okay.
This is gonna be a little bit more dynamic.
And this was the first one.
First one.
Yeah.
Okay. I decided to go with the direct attack from the get-go. I'm pulling back my sword a little bit so I can launch it. If you attack now, you would have priority because you're point forward. But you don't. You decide to try and parry. I think I managed to hit here.
Yeah, there was a little tap, which was absolutely enough.
And I managed to parry.
Yep.
This was easy to judge. Even if you have hit, I would still have
The point.
priority. Yeah.
Yep.
They do a lot of well, from what I've seen from Central Europe, when they're doing sword and buckler, they do go very low, and I do it as well, but I at least try not to open the back of my head.
Yeah. Your buckler is raised up.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to do like this and show the back of my head, and I actually managed to parry it here. Although you did thrust me afterwards.
Yeah, but it was immediately after attack. If
Do you think you'd get an after blow for this in our rule set?
No, it was 1 second tempo.
So that would be a clean one.
Habits.
In any case, yeah, that's normal. The people everywhere deliver multiple hits. Doesn't matter if it's first hit priority rule set or something else. People deliver multiple hits because they're not sure what the judges saw. They're not sure if something landed well. If it was flat, it was too tippy tappy, and so on.
Just don't do it after the.
Okay, here I purposefully actually hit with the flat because when I started the blow, I saw that I was going to be very close, and I didn't want to risk if you suddenly exploded forward to hit you with the guard. And I found out that when I don't want someone to be hit by the guard, it's safer to turn the flat around and hit you the face like that.
Yeah, if it's to the head, it's
Because
a valid hit.
If you've taken a step forward and I was aiming at the edge, aiming with the edge also means aiming with the guard.
Yeah.
Well, this way I can, And it's to the head, so in most cases it's valid, in Žilin especially.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah. Oh, I hit you a lot of times with the edge.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Uh,
That was complete luck on my side.
Yeah, the trust missed. By the way, I want to mention something just before this last exchange. Earlier we talked about stopping after you think that you landed, and this I think is a good example of the way you should stop before hearing a hold. Assure that you have enough distance, and see if the judge is going to react to that. If he don't, your opponent is enough distance. So
if they go immediately, they're not gonna just get you.
Yeah,
which is the point. That was stupid.
Yeah.
I asked, by the way, whether this would give me priority because I think we actually are almost at the same time. Because here we are both lifted and backwards, and we're both forwards. According to some people from Slovakia, this would be considered smothering your attack, and your attack not being able to be quality because I smacked it from above. I'm not sure. I think it's a double.
If I have to be honest, not regarding the rule set. Your action is actually more martially valid.
But I think it's still a double.
Yeah,
because I'm not taking
in a matter of rule set for sure.
And also because if I started pushing with the buckler here instead of keeping it upwards, then I would be able to actually smother your blow. Yes. But I remained with the buckler there, which was my mistake, and that's why I couldn't stop your blow completely.
I think in this exchange we both have the plan of what we were going to do before the exchange started, and this leads to
the two plans just clashed into each other.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're explaining. Let's fence.
Yep.
Yeah, there was some discussion here and there, although we tried to keep it to a minimum. This was a double. So, who would you give priority to?
I need to see that a bit slower, and I may be able to answer you more. Okay. Did you notice that was fun? We both lost priority there. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, you're going forward. I'm pulling back. I'm pushing forward now. You're pulling back. I'm stopping and changing direction. And you're stopping and changing direction.
Yeah.
You go forward.
And
And then you stop
Yep.
again. I go forward. You pull back. And here we both decide we're going to go. And here you go and I go. You're maybe a little bit closer because you're lower and I'm higher. And because of this, your sword goes beneath mine. And then we hit each other in the leg.
Yep.
I would call that a true simultaneous. I don't think anyone has priority.
I have 2 or maybe 3 readings to that exchange. If we prioritize the actions before the attacks, I may give the priority to you because I stopped and changed. I stopped and pulled back, and we didn't do anything back then. So if I started an attack, stopped it in the middle of it, and pulled back, that should give priority to you. If we follow the rules that we're going to apply in the tournament, it's a first hit priority. So it's in the same tempo. My hit is a tiny bit earlier than yours.
Yeah, but both are traveling actively at the same
and
time.
Yeah, the maybe the third reading is about the tempo because they're completely in the same tempo.
Okay, that was again a similar one. Let me see if I managed to survive this one. I'm not sure. I go in. I'm confused. Do I actually hit you? Hit you
I
in
think
the head.
the earlier is a flat to the head, but the thing is, if it's hit to the hand first or the buckler, I think opposed hits are not counted there.
I don't think they care about if it goes through the buckler or not. As long as it touches you, I think it's gonna be counted. And this is clearly an after blow, I would say.
Yep.
I'm not sure if I managed to parry it. I think I parried partially because I can hear it hitting the buckler, but then it turns and maybe hits me on the back of the head a little bit. But I think at least I tried to cover.
Yeah, the thing is, in our first sparring, I was with a completely different mindset that I was trying to... Sorry about that. There was no hold, but yeah.
That was fine, I think.
Yeah, sure. I was with a very different mindset because usually I try to go for the after blocking, delivering an after blow. Like this way I feel that I have much more control over my actions. And that's why I'm waiting for the attack most of the times in our sparring. Later we'll see a different approach.
Oh yeah, this is interesting. This is the lefties. Oh yeah. We don't think about it much, but in sword and buckler it actually matters a little bit at least. And we got, just in this training session, we have 2 lefties.
First 2.
Versus 3 righties.
Okay, now we have a more weird exchange.
It's not that weird.
Okay.
She got him, and I don't think even his... I don't think his would be counted even...
even an after blow, yeah, because the stab to the leg missed. The stab reached? Oh no, it's a point for Dobby.
Yes, I think she... I'm not sure about what I saw at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Leading hand.
Yeah, there is no target priority, by the way. What actually turns out is I was thinking that they're gonna have the same rules as the longsword rules in Trnava or in Bratislava, in other places with priority, but turns out for sword and buckler they're having the same rule set as with rapier and dagger, which is basically only first hit priority. All doubles, which are blows which land within the same tempo, are just doubles and give 1 point each. To get one clean point, you have to deliver a hit, and if the other person hits you, it has to be after your tempo is finished. In a way.
So if an afterball is during your tempo, is not counted as.
Well, I think if it's during your tempo, it's not really an afterblow. But yeah, if a blow is during your tempo,
it's usually a double.
Like all such things, it's hard to define that it was a nice series of parries. I saw a lot of parry reposts with this, and see these parries barely.
Yeah,
that was nice. So, how do you think that would you change your fighting significantly now, knowing that all priority doesn't matter, only who hits first matters?
Yeah, sure. I think that our second sparring here is a very good example of that. This rule set kind of prioritize things that I'm usually good at, but I don't like them. Doing them in Himo environment. I'm talking about the so-called tap fighting, which is a term that we use in historical reenactment events.
In Eastern Europe, mostly.
Yeah, in Balkans. So there is no afterball. You have just to deliver a tap. So you don't usually think about longer exchanges most of the times, and you're just looking for opening and going as fast as you can. And don't
like this, for example.
Yeah, you don't give.
You put one blow, you weren't sure if it landed, and then you put another one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if any of them landed, to be honest, but
yep.
Probably one did.
So yeah, it's the thing I don't like about so-called tap fight is that you're throwing strikes without caring too much about the afterball, which can be very suicidal and again not so martially valid.
Okay, let's go to. I want to note something while me and Rado are going at it. I think that one part of the reason is this specific rule set, I think, but another part of the reason why we see a little bit more aggression is that a lot of our sparring, when it's Monday or Saturday, is done in a relatively relaxed manner. And we don't count points and we don't have judging. Well, the moment there is one judge, another judge, and someone is counting the points, the camera is always there, they're used to it.
Yeah.
When someone is counting the points, people get a little bit more. And when there's someone telling you stop, start,
it's more tense, yeah.
Yeah, even though most of these were like normal spars, so like 2 to 3 minutes, people were more tired than from regular spars. I think that's part of the reason it.
I think there is one more significant factor about that. The thing that the first hit priority and the way we understood the rules, which it happens that they're not the same as we thought, but the thing that first hit with priority is only the only valid one. At least for me, it pushed me to towards being more trying to be more dominant, and with that, more stress comes with that.
More assertive, more aggressive, and that takes concentration and being on the trigger all the time.
Yeah, on the edge. Yeah.
Okay, let's skip to our second fight where I started going. I think I started going more lightly here.
Mm-hmm.
Now we essentially did about what was it? 8 matches in total. So we fenced everybody, right? So
Yeah.
2 matches to 4 people.
Yep.
8 matches, which is bigger than the pools would be. It's almost as big as the entire tournament. Although later matches should be a bit longer. These are to 5 points. I was trying to play to everyone's level. Here, Tedo started catching me. You can see here I totally missed the mark, and he actually caught my blade with his guard. He hit me before I managed to make the parry.
Yeah, I was not sure if it scraped. That's why I waited for a confirmation from the second judge.
Mm-hmm. I think the different goals I had, one was checking you guys out and how you're reacting to it. Another was changing to each person that I'm fencing. I was trying to keep it between 50 and 60% of the exchanges should be mine, and the rest should come from the other person. And I think that costed me a little bit more concentration than I liked. So I lost the... Okay, let's move forward to our second fight. Which should be, I don't know. Oh, we have a lot of fights.
Damn.
Oh, here it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's watch this. Yeah, here, for example, I attacked directly, but this time I managed to cover with the buckler. I think you hit me on the riposte.
Yeah, with that angle, it's not...
yeah, otherwise I wouldn't
see.
have stopped. You got me here on the leg, or?
Yep.
Yeah. This would be a valid after blow in our system, but here I lose the point.
Yep. Again, a valid after blow in our rule set, but not here.
I'm not sure what happened, to be honest. But at least this time I managed to push forward and maintain dominance. I think maybe you had touch here, but I'm not sure
Hit
what.
to the buckler arm, I think.
Maybe. Okay, you see how quickly this exchange is gonna be over? I think they give me this one. They give me priority on this one. But I think this is also gonna be 1 point each in Žilina. And I think we sort of make an equal mistake. Because I'm point forward, that's true. But if I should have gone forward immediately here, and then you could say it's my priority. But I changed levels and went down. And I think that change of levels here is what loses me priority. And
one more thing. Can you take a bit backward?
Yeah. Yeah,
can you pause with... Yeah, just before I go forward, I think there's a slight pulling of the sword from your side, which is digging a bit too much, I think. But
yeah, maybe it's just what's the theory why we're actually the purpose of priority is just to understand who made a different level of mistake. If we hit each other at roughly the same times, we both fucked up. The question is who made the bigger mistake and what was the mistake?
Yeah.
Actually, the more valuable thing is to ask yourself what is the mistake. And the mistake here, I've had to attack you directly. Instead, I changed the target and then gave you time for you to start your attack.
Yeah, and from my side, I see a point forward to
you charge forward, it changes direction, and you don't cover it. You actually, but you did try to cover it at least, and they land practically at the same time.
Yep.
But they give me priority here. I don't know why. We also played it in such a way that we sometimes told the judges what we think happened, but a lot of the times we just stayed silent.
I think this match we did not give them any hints, just for the purpose of
we didn't.
training.
And
This was a double.
And to feel what it was like, I think that was. I think that gave this.
This is the last one.
This
so
you parried.
they gave it to me.
I think you parried that blow.
Are you sure?
It could have reached you, but I think the buckler took care a lot of the force.
Yeah.
I managed to deliver a hit because I was kind of
with the
maybe it would have hit. Maybe it would have hit.
wrist.
But I think still it's probably your priority because my first hit was on your buckler, essentially. And there is more sparring, but what do you think is the useful thing about because you said that you don't like this rule set, or you don't like the way it's making you play. But do you think there is something useful for it? Because I think, especially for some people, maybe not you specifically, it encourages them to be a little bit more proactive, to attack more, and to deal with the consequences of their decisions when they decide to go too passive, and figure out the way to be active and aggressive early from the start of the exchange, like here, and when they can do it and when they have to wait a little bit.
Sure. A few things actually. The thing is that when this rule set is applied, I think that it encourages people to take the for sure. It's kind of obvious actually. But in the same time, if they dig a bit deeper, they can train the skill, understanding when and how to engage, like how to take a proper vor without exposing themselves too much. In a martial point of view, it's not my thing, but I really appreciate it as more of skill developing rule set.
I think the same goes for in a way for afterblow rule sets, where you have a really long window like ours. Because objective, you hit someone and then he makes 1-2 steps and hits you, that's a little bit...
It's a bit too much, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit too much, but it develops extreme wariness and develops the conditioning to deliver a hit and then immediately try to parry whatever is coming out. So it gets you a little bit more wary after you deliver an attack. You throw an attack and then you're immediately wary.
Yeah, and now you're more wary before an attack is even launched.
Yes.
Actually, all the rule sets, we can see that they compensate each other in a matter of awareness. So it's an experience that I'm very curious to experience.
I haven't fought with first hit priority in sword and buckler either. I fought in longsword, but not in sword and buckler.
Yeah, the thing is,
it works better in sword and buckler, in my opinion, than in longsword.
Yes, because you can parry.
You have 2 weapons,
different angles. Yeah. The interesting part for me is that I have been in a kind of environment that is close to this when I'm talking about the top fight tourneys. But one of the bigger differences is that there we used significantly bigger shields, so we had less openings. And during this event I should think about parts of my body.
The bucklers.
I can just raise the shield a bit and throw the the attack.
Okay, here having a discussion. They don't have that much discussions, although they do sometimes.
I think that trust breached.
Not sure. Let's see it again. And this be the final exchange we check out. She does forward, attacks me, I parry, I cover with an attack. We restart the exchange, both of us are tipped forward, hers is lower. I attack, she parries. I parry essentially her thrust with my elbow. Well, she's not cutting there, so I think
it's with the
valid protection. Then I transfer to my sword, and then she cuts to my body.
That can be seen as a double, actually.
Yes.
You're cutting with the
Yes,
edge
but I
to
would
get-
say hers is better at this. It's quite likely they might call it a double. I would give it to her because her is a nice thrust. While the problem of mine is not that it's just with the flat, but it's just like putting it on her head.
Yeah, and your hand is going outside, like
Yeah.
not pushing too much force to it. It's not like slice, but it's like
Okay, that's it
Yep.
for now. We'll tell you more about it and more about our prep. We have we have a month now left till we go to Žilina, and then we have other stops in our campaign later on, for which we'll tell you more in the future. Bye-bye.
I